Welcome back to another video. It is Wednesday afternoon. It's literally just gone 2 o'clock, so I have a very busy, productive day. I have the option to have a fairly relaxed afternoon, but I feel like there's a list of jobs that I've been wanting to get done for a while that aren't urgent, but they're just like small things that I want to just get done, and I've been putting off for a bit. Like nothing, they're not like big jobs either, like they're little tick jobs, but I've just been putting them off. So I'm gonna make myself get them done today, especially because I know Thursdays and Fridays are typically more like, I'm more tired on those days anyway. So I'd rather be more productive today. So I've got a few hours left at my desk, then I'm gonna train. So I didn't do my upper accessories yesterday. So in the last video, I would have said I had a podcast with Gavin Aiden that I filmed last night. It went incredibly well. Like, he was so easy to chat to. We talked about loads of really like interesting things, and I feel like he's done a lot of podcasts in the past, but I don't think a lot of this stuff he's spoken about before. Like, I really tried to make an effort to talk to him about different things, so that it was just something different and seeing him from a different kind of perspective and stuff. So I really enjoyed that chat. He is a fantastic speaker. So really enjoyed that. But because of the podcast being last night, I then didn't really have time to go and do my upper accessories at Pump Gym after I'd squatted and benched. So I am going to do those today, basically, is the plan. So I'll Last and press today, deadlifts, and then my glute circuit, lunges, and then I'm going to go to pump and do my upper accessories after. So that is kind of the plan. So I'm going to just get some more work done first. Nothing crazy going on, just like I say, lots of little jobs that I've been putting off. Body weight this morning, another new low weigh-in of 87.4. Very happy with that. That's like a slight downwards trend pretty much all week. I've just been joined by Zuko. He is sitting beside me. He's got a thing, I don't know if he'll do it, where he likes to jump on my lap when I'm in the chair. He's looking at me like an idiot. It's nearly his lunchtime, so I think I need to go feed him. Like, he's just latched onto my arm. He's gonna be really naughty now, isn't he? Anyway, not really got much else to say, to be fair. I'm just gonna get some of these jobs done. I'll feed him in a minute. And then hopefully just have a bit of a chilled evening. 4 days in a row of more than 12,000 steps so far. I should find it quite easy to do the next couple of days as well. So yeah, sticking with that, very happy. That's obviously partly why my weight is trending nicely downwards as well, like just from being more active from walks and stuff, so that is always good. But I'm gonna go because this dog is just not gonna leave me alone until I've fed him. Okay, so it's still Tuesday. I'm going to be honest, one of the jobs I've been putting off is filming a reel about external variables that I wanted to make. I've been wanting to make it for a while, but I've been putting it off because I feel really uncomfortable trying to make short form content. Like, it's just not natural for me. And at this point, I'm considering just not doing it. I don't feel like I particularly need the extra kind of content on Instagram. Like, part of it is obviously advertisement for my coaching and helping people get to know me outside of just my normal posts, because that's obviously quite an important thing, like from a business perspective, I guess. However, short form content is not for me, guys. Like, I literally just can't do it. I wanted to make a video on the fact that you basically, within powerlifting, to be a successful athlete, you have to learn to just control what you control and ignore everything else going on. And what I mean by that is basically trick yourself into thinking your externals don't exist. And people hate me when I say externals don't exist. Like, they get so mad. But I'm saying that from an athlete perspective here, not a coaching perspective. And I am someone that will literally, like, if I've got a week 4 really heavy session planned, but let's say I'm reffing at a comp all day, my sleep's been terrible, I've been on my feet, or like I'm just not been able to eat regularly, like anything like that, it would be so easy for me to go into that heavy session thinking, you're probably going to feel terrible, like, I don't know if you're going to need to lighten the load here. But I don't do that. I ignore these negative externals and I just control what I can control. Like, I make sure to prep my food as well as I possibly can. I make sure to make sure I'm hydrated before I train. I make sure to just take my time a bit more during that training session, be a bit kinder to myself, but still know that I'm going to load up and I'm going to execute, because this is what I've been training for. And what I wanted to talk through was basically just learning to ignore that negative voice in your head, which is telling you that just because your sleep's been trash or you've been really stressed or something like that, that your training has to suffer for it. Because your training doesn't have to suffer. Nobody's life is perfect year round. Like, that's just not realistic. And you can still make progress when things aren't perfect. And that's what I want people to remember. You can make progress when you're not sleeping great. You can make progress when your diet's been terrible. You can make progress when you're incredibly stressed. Firstly, if you're a coached athlete, you need to speak to your coach when things like, if you're going through a prolonged period of any of these things, you need to express that to your coach, because they might be able to adjust the program and make it a little bit easier for you, because that's something really important. Like, you need to program around external variables. Like, for example, your job, like if you work shifts or if you're on your feet all day and then like you're just taking up a manual job, you're probably not going to do a heavy SBD straight after, right? Like, move that session to a day you're off work, things like that. And people need to learn to accommodate for their externals without just thinking, oh shit, this is going to feel terrible, I need to lighten the load. So yeah, basically I was going to make a reel on all of that, but I can't do it. I don't know why it's any different to talking to the camera like this. Obviously with YouTube, I go on more tangents, so that's a little bit different, but I just can't, like, maybe it's just because the camera's turned the other way around, but I can't naturally sit and just talk to a camera to make reels. So this is my confession that I'm probably not going to do it, and I just needed to get that off my chest, so YouTube gets that instead. And to be fair, the reason I actually created YouTube as well, like, or one of the reasons, other than just documenting my training and filling a gap in the market, if I'm honest, because there's not many female powerlifting YouTubers. I wanted to also make content that shows me and my knowledge without having to do reels, because I don't like making reels unless it's just of my lifts, which even my lifts reel, like my reels of my lifts, they're not entertaining. I can't do that. I'm not all fancy like that. Anyway, this was not even supposed to be part of this video, but I just thought I'd come on and talk about it, because at least I've put this information out somewhere now, right? But yeah, basically you need to learn to control what you can control and ignore the negativity going into training sessions. Convince yourself that you can do it no matter what. And have that self-belief, because your mindset, like your mindset is your biggest tool for success. And that is so corny and so cheesy, but it's completely true. I've actually listened to a podcast this morning about manifestation, and there's this big misconception that manifestation is basically just sitting and thinking what you want and it will come true. You obviously have to believe that what you want will come true. That is one part of manifestation, but manifestation is also making it happen, having a clear vision of where you want to be, but you also have to do things to get there. And that applies to training as well. Let's just speak on the perspective of a training block, right? From week 1 to, let's say it's a 4-week training block. Like, I know where I want to be on week 4. My clients know where they want to be on their final week of their training block. We know how to get there. We start here on week 1 and we pace ourselves to get to that point on that final week. Just because you've had a bad night of sleep on that final week doesn't mean you're gonna have a bad session. Like, it really doesn't. And that's something that I think people need to learn. Like, you need to use your mind as a tool, and you also need to believe in yourself and learn that self-belief and respect yourself enough to believe in yourself as well. That's something that actually Gavin and I spoke about a bit on the podcast yesterday. Like, he's very big on like the mindset thing. He actually has a free ebook, which I actually want to download and read through. It's a free ebook on his Instagram. It's on the link in his Instagram that we spoke about briefly too. And it's from a few years ago. So he said it is like a little bit outdated now, but listening and like learning how successful people think is really important, I think, as well. This isn't actually what I came on to talk about, but I'm just going to stop now and actually get more of my work done. But the reel has been scrapped. I'm just not going to do that. I also would like to just show you guys, this is what my working environment looks like. I'm currently on my monitor here. Zuko is on my chair, climbing all over the place. Yeah, this is a regular occurrence throughout the day. I do have to shut him out of the office quite regularly if I'm trying to concentrate too much. But yeah. He likes to be up high.
I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me where. Damn, I'm a long way home at a split road. Gotta make a choice, do I sober up? Am I tryna keep it going to be continued, or am I tryna lose? Gonna keep moving now. I don't think I wanna leave at a tough week. Gotta realize this is what I need. Still got the time to be counting sheep. It's too late, I'm in too deep. Don't wanna contemplate, overcomplicate this. And I made my choice, wanna see what's going on. I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, I'll be there. I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me when.
Very, very out of breath, literally just finished training. Hair is a mess, lungs are struggling. No, I feel fine. I'm obviously a little bit out of breath because I've literally just stopped. Literally went straight from my last set of deadlifts, no rest, into my glute circuit, no rest, into my minute of lunges, which is why I'm a bit out of breath, but everything felt really good. Bench without wrist wraps again, very happy with that, no pain, felt really comfortable. The last set was a bit difficult, but 90 for sets of 5 on last isn't going to be super easy, especially with decent pauses. They are supposed to be 2 count, but I definitely skimmed a little bit. Obviously it wasn't intentional, but they're still decent pauses, so I am happy with the execution there. First set was with 75, then 80, 85, final set 90, which is the one I put in the video. And then deadlifts, top set of 4, 155. Once and didn't feel, kind of words out, fantastic, but it is so cold out here, like it's not really surprising. Still felt decent enough though, like strong enough, there's plenty of room left. Deadlifts just, they never really feel light no matter what the weight is, but that's not a problem. Like I still know they were super comfortable. Sub RP6, so no complaints from me. And then back off 5s at 142. Super easy and comfortable, so happy with that. It is now just gone 7. So I'm gonna head in, walk Zuko, and then we're gonna go do our upper body accessories that I missed from yesterday. Well, I say missed, I planned to do them today instead. And then that's just gonna wrap it up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of steps left to do, so whether we do those on the treadmill at the gym or whether I go for a walk when we get home, I don't really know yet. I'm literally on 4,700 steps. I need to get to 12,000 and it's 7 p.m. Zuko's walk is normally around 2,000, like it's quite a short walk still because he's so young, but I'll do it. I refuse to give up on 12,000 steps 5 days into January, like it'll be fine. So yeah, nothing else to really say. Belt was 1 loop tighter, like looser. I had it 1 notch in, so weight is obviously coming down, especially because I'd literally eaten like an hour before I came in here as well. I've been very hungry today, that's one thing, like I've been so hungry today. But I've literally just got a protein shake left to have when we get back from the gym, so that's a bit sad, but it's all okay. Obviously if I felt super hungry, I'd just have a bit of extra food, but now that I've kind of trained and stuff, I don't feel quite as bad. Like I think part of it was just because I was sat down all day, like working at my desk, and then I get a bit bored, want to eat. But I've got tons of work done, so very, very happy. Yeah, gonna stop talking, I'll check in with you guys probably tomorrow. I've got my podcast with Peach tomorrow, and then family dinner for my dad's birthday after that as well. Okay, so it is Thursday afternoon. It's 25 to 4. So I've got my podcast with Peach booked in at 4. So I'm going to send him a link to that in just a second when I film this little recap of the day. He is on a bit of a mad one, so because he was on his own this morning, he's being extra naughty and extra needy. So I just kicked my tripod. I came home to carnage. The door to the office, I don't want to blame my boyfriend, but he was supposed to shut it behind me this morning because Zuko was being a pain and I was running late. The door was open when I got home, and I have a shelf in here with like teddies on from when I was a kid. And Zuko's been quite interested in these teddies for the last few days. And obviously I've been making sure he doesn't get them and telling him off when he tries to. But he just sees them and thinks they're more toys for him, right? Oh my God, this dog. And as I came in the front door, Zuko's there to greet me, as is a little Peter Rabbit teddy. And I'm thinking, oh shit, that means either he snuck that out this morning and we didn't realise, or he's been in my office today. And as I come indoors, I just notice more and more trails of teddies and destruction. One of the teddies I've had since I was a little kid had a pink headband around it as well. And he had completely taken its head off. It was decapitated. The insides were spread everywhere. I found the head, I found the body. Insides were just everywhere, like I said. And the headband, thankfully, he hadn't swallowed. But obviously I was in a bit of a panic, like, what has he gotten? Like, not in terms of what has he destroyed, more in terms of has he, like, had anything he shouldn't. He's fine. There was a pen that was destroyed, but it was literally, like, I found the whole thing on the floor, like, it was just smashed to pieces. It obviously chewed it and, like, it just smashed. Thankfully, somehow, other than a few teddies, one teddy lost its nose. But most of them were fine, and actually the really like the ones from when I was a little kid are fine, and the ones I got some in South Africa too, and they're all fine. So I think I got one in South Africa, but like I've gotten ones over the years of like for like memories of places I've been. The important ones are alive, and the one from when I was really little is still alive. But the little shit bag, destruction. Thankfully though, like there's so many like this, so we don't really have a lot of plug sockets around our house. I've mentioned this in a video before. We need to get more put in, and in my office I've got like 2 extension leads. All of them are full. Like there are leads everywhere. I tend to leave the plug turned on because obviously we don't let him in here unless I'm in here also. And I was obviously panicking that, well, one, that he'd destroyed my computer system or my camera or my laptop that were all out in here. Thankfully all alive, but also obviously any harm that came to him, but he's absolutely fine. He's just a destructive little shitbag. He's just a puppy. But it is to be determined, and I don't think we're going to get an answer of whether my boyfriend left the door open or if Zuko figured out how to open it himself. Both quite likely, but hopefully he left the door open and we don't have to worry about Zuko letting himself in here anymore. But obviously I'm going to just puppy-proof the room as much as possible and make sure there's nothing that he can get that will cause him any harm if he does happen to break in again. Body weight update, slightly higher this morning, 87.6. Expecting to be quite a lot higher tomorrow because tonight I'm out for my dad's birthday meal and I'm just going to enjoy the meal, have what I fancy, whatever. But today, so I was in the office this morning, and it's quite common in offices to have like treats for the teams, and our team, like we've been doing really well, or like our department actually it was today, have been doing really well, hitting targets and stuff. So management treated us, and my manager was actually the one that went out and bought everything, well, used the gift card to buy everything for us. And he was like, are you joining in today? Because usually I don't join in when they buy stuff for the office, like I just don't have any. And if I do, like I make sure to track it, and it's just very rare that I join in. And he looked at me and he was like, are you joining in today? I was like, yes, I am joining in today. Like, for once, I'm going to join in. And because it lined up to the day that I was obviously out for my dad's birthday meal, like I hadn't tracked today anyway. So breakfast also, I was going to have my usual like higher protein yogurt with some chocolate chips in, but ran out of yogurt. Didn't even realise until I got up this morning. So I ended up having 3 slices of tiger bread with some clover on. So very carby, fatty breakfast. And then my manager was like, anything you fancy? Seeing as I don't really get to join in. And I requested some cookies. So I had a donut and some cookies at work. And then I had my bolognese for lunch as normal. Basically today has been very high carb, very low protein so far. And I'm expecting to maybe have a bit of a fluctuation tomorrow, but obviously I don't care about that. Like it's going to be one day, it'll quickly come back down to the 87s, I'm sure. Step count already on 11,000, so just got 11,000 to do. I'm probably going to try and go a bit over tonight. Like if we get back from the meal tonight in good time, which we probably will, because my nephew's going to be there as well. My sister's organised it, and my nephew, he's not even 2 yet, so they're going to want to get home in good time. And I think the table's only reserved until about 8:30, so we'll be home in good time. And we're going to have to get home to obviously potentially take Zuko for a walk if I don't get time beforehand, and feed him and everything. So I will probably try, well, I'm going to have to take Zuko for another walk anyway, so that'll be at least 13,000 steps today. But if I can get a bit ahead, I'm thinking on Sunday, because I'm reffing all day, it'll give me a bit of leeway if I end up a little bit under. Like I want to hit an average of over 12,000 steps every day this month. Like I would like to hit 12,000 every single day. Like that's the main goal. Like rather than trying to hit way over it some days and just have lazier days, like I'd like to consistently hit 12. But on Sunday that might not actually be possible because it's gonna be such a long day. I'm traveling a lot. Also I'm still gonna try. I mean, I'll do my best. But yeah, so basically expecting a fluctuation tomorrow, but absolutely zero cares about that. Like it's not a big deal, and I'm just gonna enjoy today. I enjoyed my cookies. They were so good. They weren't the bakery cookies. They were like a pack of cookies, like a box of cookies, kind of like biscuity cookies. Very tasty, lots of chocolate in them, so I was happy. Only thing is though, they are still going to be there tomorrow, so I'm in the office again tomorrow morning. There is a slim chance I will indulge again tomorrow morning, but again, it's minor details. Like my calories at the moment mixed with the steps this month, like my weight is coming down at a really good rate, and I have no doubt that had I done my low carb day today and tomorrow, I'd probably see like an 87.1-ish by the weekend. So I'm quite happy to have today and maybe tomorrow a little bit more laps. Probably, like I still want to track tomorrow, like I probably will get back to tracking tomorrow. But I'm still confident I will see an 85 by the end of the month. Like the main goal here is still push myself to get to that 85 at the end of the month. And I don't think I really need to worry about dropping my calories for the next week or so either, just with the extra expenditure. But obviously the option's there if I want to. I'm still eating, like when I track, like I'm eating plenty still, like I'm not struggling. I'm managing to make what I want fit in, and yeah, plenty of food volume. So anyway, that's all I've really got to say. I'm now going to get ready to film this podcast with Peach. Probably won't have time to check in after, because depending how long the episode goes, I am either going to have to rush and walk Zuko before I get ready, or I'm going to have to rush and leave. I need to stop and get some cash out for my dad for his birthday. Well, I owe him cash, so I'm going to pretend it's a birthday present and put it in a card. Also want to stop and get him. So he has pictures, well, him and my mum have like framed pictures of my nephew in their house, obviously. But they don't have any framed pictures of Zuko. And I just feel like if they've got pictures of my nephew, they should have pictures of my kid. So I'm going to get them a framed picture. Well, my dad, a framed picture of Zuko because he loves huskies so much. And he loves Zuko, obviously. So I don't know if I'll be able to do that tonight, though. I think Asda might print when you're there, if that bit's still open when we go, if we have time to go. But if not, I'm just going to get it. So his birthday's not actually until next week. So anyway, irrelevant. Yeah, nothing else to really say. I'm in a pretty good mood. Just want to get this podcast started, obviously, as soon as it hits 4. Get it done. And then, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, actually. Like, PJ is a coach that I've respected. Like, he's been in the game since way before I even knew what powerlifting was. I think he's probably one of the longest standing British coaches. Like, he's been around for such a long time. He's very respectable. And just, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this episode. I'm sure it will go really well. I actually don't think I've ever sat down to speak to him either. Like, bearing in mind, like, I've known of him. I think we've followed each other for years. And, like, we've messaged a bit online and stuff. But I've never actually spoken to him. Like, I think at comps when we've seen each other about, like, we've both been too busy to talk and stuff. So this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, then I just need to make sure I get out of here in good time to go to this meal.
Just tell me when. Ay, oh no. 머뭇거릴 시간 없어. 필수적인 this is my only answer. Yeah, my body keeps telling me go. Wanna be stacking towers from downtown.